Have you ever wondered what is the best time to go running in Wageningen? I'm here in Borstesteg. So many students they are going running to see how to become healthier. Well, is there really a best time or a worst time to go running? Let's find out. Before we see the scientists' opinions, let's see what a student in Borstesteg think about this topic. Yes, I do love running. Yeah, actually, I love running around Wageningen city center. 5 p.m. after I finish my studies and everything. 5K, super good. Actually, it's my time now to go running, yeah? Alright, see you.
What? It's 5 p.m. Why would you go running right now? There's never more cars than at 5 p.m. I never go running at 5 p.m. In fact, at 10 at night, that's the best time. And also, I don't go in the city center. I go in the rural area, where there's much less pollution. I'm way more healthy than this.
Why do you need to fight? We conducted research on this topic. We try to investigate the exposure of a runner to PM2.5 concentration in Wageningen. For that, we use a sniffer bike. Well, sniffer bike is a device that you attach to the steel of your bike, so the sensor in the device can measure the concentration along the route.
Indeed. So we decided to do 2 days of measurements, in which we designed 2 laps around Wageningen of 5 kilometers each. Lap 1 leads to the center of Wageningen, where the traffic intensity is high. Lap 2 leads outside of Wageningen, where the traffic intensity is usually low. We also differentiated between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Then we compared the result to the NSL and luchtmeet.nl.
Luchtmeetnet.
Anyway,
Finally, we compare the mean of each lap and different times. Let's take a look at our results.
Well, now that you understood the core of our project week, the main things about what we are researching, of course, in a very funny way, at least for us that we made it, we're gonna follow up with some measurements that we did, some data, and maybe also some conclusions about it. In this graph, we measured the afternoon concentrations around Wageningen. The higher square, as you can see there, measured the field concentration, and the bigger square measured the city center concentration. We can see a variation of concentration during this day, especially in the area of Borstesteg, where there is the traffic light. There was a high concentration of PM2.5. There is also a difference in concentration between the city center and the field. For instance, the field concentration varied between 2 and 3. The city center concentration varied with higher concentration from 4 to 5 micrograms per cubic meter. During the night, we also made a measurement. We expected lower circulation of cars and subsequently lower emissions, right? But what happens is that concentrations went higher compared to the afternoon. You can see that in the city center, concentrations are much higher, and also at the field concentrations are much higher. Well, the explanation that we came up with could be the boundary layer. Because the boundary layer cooled down, it became smaller, and all the emissions that were emitted during the day became concentrated during the night. We also made a measurement on Tuesday afternoon. As you can see, the route is not the same. We had a little problem and we had to extend a little bit our route. But in overall, we can see that the concentrations are much lower than the afternoon in the day before. Well, this can be explained pretty much because it was a sunny day. We had more radiation. It wasn't a sunny day, but we had more radiation in the atmosphere, and the wind was blowing a little bit faster as well. This promotes the boundary layer to increase, and kind of dilute the emissions. And also the wind creates more mixing, in which also helps the concentrations to go down.
So now comes the most important part of our research. We took the mean of Monday afternoon and Tuesday afternoon, and we combined them to obtain one mean for the day of the urban area and the rural area. In the urban area, the concentration is 0.6 micrograms per cubic meter higher than in the rural area. Now, this difference may be due to contribution of traffic in the urban area and to the fact that in the rural area, plants may take up PM2.5 particles so that the concentration decreases in the rural area. Other difference may be also due to higher wind speed in rural area compared to urban area. What is interesting is that at night, the concentration are almost 2 micrograms per cubic meter higher than in the day. But now the difference between urban and rural area is not that much, only 0.09. And actually, the concentration in the rural area are higher. Now, with my group, we try to explain this fact. What we think is that plants at night, there is a higher canopy resistance in plants at night, so that they take up less PM2.5 particles than they would do during the day. But also maybe it could be that during that night, the wind direction was so that the pollution went to the rural area more than the urban area. But another explanation may be that plants, they emit volatile VOC, so that contributes to the higher concentration in the rural area.
Hey Luke, did you see those measurements from those scientists?
Yes, I saw it. What an amazing research that they did.
Yeah.
It was very surprising to me that the concentrations were so much higher at night than during the rush hour.
Yeah, that's true. I also got surprised that the concentration in the city center is much higher than in the field. But we do have to see that they did two mistakes there. In the field, they mismeasured the route. And also during the night, they couldn't measure during one day.
Exactly. And adding to that, when we see the model of Luchtmeetnet, we see that the concentrations differ so much per hour that we really cannot say what is the best time to go running. But I still think we better go at 5 p.m. tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, 5 p.m. at the field.
Let's go.
Let's go. See you tomorrow.
Bye.